I got an engagement with some people, particularly the Boda guys, and then they were asking me who could be the running mate for Matiangi. Now, the first thing that you have to know that a running mate must be someone who is very close to you. You are friends. You have some chemistry that can enable you people work well. Because that is what enabled Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto to work out. These people, despite of the differences that came out, these guys were very strong friends before. So their running mate decision was made based on the friendship and the long-term support they had given each other in the Kenyan politics, starting from Moi's time. Now, who could be the possible running mate for Dr. Fred Matiangi? We have to agree that that has been a question even William Ruto himself is asking. And I can tell you that that's one of the things that William Ruto has been planning to counter. Let me show you this. The first step William Ruto made of stopping Matiangi's intimidation, police harassment, going to his home, breaking into his home and such stuff. But now, the issue of running mate was countered in one specific way. To appoint all the top officials that, or maybe leaders that were under Uhuru Kenyatta into government that are possibly going to become a threat if they support Dr. Fred Matiangi. And I'm talking about the two individuals. Although William Ruto left two others, but I'm talking about two individuals. That is Mutahi Kagwe and Lee Kinyanjui. These are believed to be good managers. And they're very calm. Ooh, of course, they could have made some of the best deputy presidents we ever had in this country. Hawana kierere. These are people who want to work. So basically, if Matiangi could have gotten the two, well and good. They could have been very good leaders for this country, and they could have made actually to be the best government, because there's a calmness that especially comes from Lee Kinyanjui. Now, William Ruto managed to convince them and they joined government. So, as we speak, they are all cabinet secretaries working under President William Samoei Ruto. So, Ruto convinced them to join government. And therefore, this raised questions, then who is going to deputize Dr. Fred Matiangi? Now, Matiangi has so many options, but there are two guys left behind who are close allies of Uhuru Kenyatta. That is Peter Munya and, of course, Joe Musheru. Peter Munya is a very known leader from the western, from the central region. He worked very well, but despite he not perform that much, we also told that he could be a potential running mate for Matiangi. So Peter Munya is the PNU party leader. And Peter Munya is from Mount Kenya East, Meru to be specific. Is a possible running mate for Matiangi. But now, he's not been talked of that much. But Matiangi has no option other than taking a running mate from Mount Kenya West. Now, Mount Kenya is right now, there's a battle for the kingpinship. It has not been said in public, but there's a battle simply because, actually it has not been said even so because Uhuru Kenyatta has not come on board. But there's a battle between Gachagua and Uhuru Kenyatta. The two people, if any one of them decides to support Matiangi, there's a likelihood that they're going to produce the running mate for him. If it is Gachagua, let's expect Ndindi Nyoro or Gachagua's wife, Dorcas Rigathi. Why am I saying so? Let me start with Dorcas Rigathi. There is no way Rigathi Gachagua knows that he's impeached. Just decide to become a party leader. And fail completely to put his family in government. He must have someone we can trust in that seat. And if it is Dorcas Rigathi, so be it. I know there's an interest for the Nyeri gubernatorial seat, but the fact remains that Dorcas Rigathi is also one of the closest associates and confidants of Rigathi Gachagua. So she's a likelihood person to come on board and be the running mate. That's the first one that you have to count for. Also, if you check Dorcas Gachagua, she can advance later on to a top seat. Because it's within Gachagua family, it's okay. But Gachagua taking someone from outside is not going to be easier. Gachagua can also give us forgetting Mutahi Kahiga. That is the governor Nyeri, who is now for the second term. If that character comes on board, probably can also be a preference. If Rigathi Gachagua is stopped from becoming a deputy president. Perhaps because he was impeached. That is if Rigathi Gachagua supports Matiangi. However, it's going to be difficult on one basis. They are not close friends. And despite of all things, Rigathi Gachagua says that Matiangi's people, that's the police people, harassed him when he was a minister. Yes, when Matiangi was a minister, and Gachagua was a member of parliament. He was arrested, his 200 million taken, so basically that is a war that exists. So it's very clear that to bring Matiangi and Gachagua together to work to be difficult. Also considering what happened between Gachagua and William Ruto, the war that just started as early as 2 years in power, it's going to be very difficult for Matiangi or another leader to settle down on Gachagua as a running mate. Another thing, the two characters are both tough-headed, Matiangi and Gachagua. To bring these two people together to work, to be chaotic from the beginning to the end. So therefore, it's not going to be easier. But it's also a likely thing that Gachagua can get a running mate from Mount Kenya East, West, and give Matiangi. And can Matiangi also decide to have even Gachagua himself? Now, going to the side of Uhuru Kenyatta. Upon the appointment of Mutahi Kagwe and many other leaders like Kinuthia, not Kinuthia, but the Ruth Mureithi, it's only one option left. Peter Munya, Peter Munya and Joe Mucheru. But if you check these two, Joe Mucheru is the closest to Matiangi. And that is the likely presidential candidate come 2027. I'm saying so because it's alleged that Joe Mucheru was in South Africa. Then he was picked from there by Matiangi himself to come on board. Okay? To come on board and be the ICT cabinet secretary under Uhuru Kenyatta. They had worked together in South Africa here, or maybe they knew each other very well, and that's why Joe Mucheru came on board. So as we move forward, we have to know that these are very close people who worked under one docket, under one person, that was Uhuru Kenyatta, and were supervised by Matiangi. So Joe Mucheru was also supervised by Matiangi. They worked very well on various platforms, and that gave actually Joe Mucheru a very good platform to interact more with Matiangi. So these are close people. If brought together, personally, I can feel that Kenya is heading in the right direction. If you have young person on board, and then have a brain guy like Matiangi, then the Kenyan economy, Kenyan status, the Kenyan Republic, it will do well. Delivery will be there. ICT, for heaven's sake, being mixed up in government, it will be working very well. So therefore, it's important to have the two people on board. So therefore, the only person left, it is Joe Mucheru. Joe Mucheru is a likely person because of one thing. It's from Mount Kenya West. Being Mount Kenya West, that is a likelihood that they can bring on big numbers. Joe Mucheru does not have any problem with anyone. And that means there's a likelihood that Joe Mucheru can become the deputy president of Matiangi. I don't know what's your take as far as this is concerned. Please let me know in the comment section.